So that would give me an incentive to start really quickly. Now, what would happen to all those other idle people who see this, and who see these astronomical gains accruing to a relative handful of individuals, because in this scenario everybody else is lazy and does nothing? The individuals who don't just sit around are going to acquire the vast majority of the resources. In fact, they're going to create so many resources that, relatively speaking, everything that came before their increased activity will seem fairly small. So everybody else will think, well, why are these people getting all the goods, and why are we not getting anything? Maybe it has to do with the fact that they're producing and we're not. And once again, this is where the positive motivation comes in. Most people are much more readily moved by carrot incentives than by stick incentives. If they see an excellent new technology that they could use that makes their lives more comfortable or more convenient, or that enables them to have a broader range of experiences, and they see somebody else having it, but they don't have it, they're going to want to have it. It's actually a much more effective incentive than to tell them, work or I'll kill you, or work and you'll die anyway, so you better work now, which is essentially the status quo. So, I believe the argument for motivation fails, and in fact, it can be turned around. We could say that really, in the status quo, most people have no real reason to utilize their full potential when they work. Because why bother, say, making money or accumulating a lot of property when you don't have a long time to live in this world and it will all be gone for you? You're not going to experience it for very long, so what's the use? That could be an argument that would turn around the accusation of those who oppose indefinite human life. Now, of course, we see in today's world that many people do work and accomplish. But first I wonder, do they really, really use their full potential? Or, deep down, do they know that perhaps they could be working harder if they had a more compelling reason to do so? And second, of course, many people either try to ignore the thought of death. We don't think about it on a second-by-second basis. If we did, it would be debilitating. Or they try to essentially convince themselves that they're not really mortal after all. Think about the function of religion. Religion, at least Western monotheistic religions, and many polytheistic religions as well, try to convince you that you have an afterlife. And in the afterlife, you're going to live a better life than you do currently. You'll be rewarded for all the good things you've done in this world. So you had better do good things now, because this is a test phase of your existence. It's like a trial period of sorts. So many people who believe this, because they consider themselves immortal even though they're not, they have a motivation to accomplish more. Now, this ersatz immortality, this illusion of immortality, in my view, with all due respect to religious individuals, is not as good as the real thing. Because most religious people have had doubts, and they have had good reason to have doubts. There really is very little evidence that this immortality is in fact the case. So why place your bets on something so uncertain when you could work for a certain, or at least a highly probable, indefinite longevity in this world? You know that this world exists. You don't know that the afterlife exists. But with regard to motivation, it is certainly the case that a large percentage of the world's population is motivated to work on a day-by-day basis by a conviction of immortality. So the argument for motivation fails on multiple counts.